Why Tren? The Cancerian with the vision. A hoodie in the bucket hat is often his decision. Why high? A king from Queens, you never disrespect. The wise OG, but what else would you expect? Why Dame? The flyest and the highest of them all. You need a perfect shot, he's the one that you should call. All three combined in a little of your time. Welcome to the show and let him ease your mind.
It doesn't matter when we are or where we are because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are better than
because
them.
We are.
Because we are.
Because we are. Because we are. Because we are. Because we are.
Yo. Welcome to the Because We Are podcast. We are back. Hope you missed us in our absence. I'm very proud of the book. I feel like we all need different names of the different sections of like when we pod. Like I think the podcast takes on a different form if it's just me and you versus when it's just me and Dame versus when it's just you and Dame. You know?
Facts.
Or Dame and you. Did I say all the? I don't know if I said all the options already.
Me and you, you and Dame.
Like,
no, we didn't. You didn't say you and Dame.
Yeah, you, me and Dame.
Yeah, you and Dame.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Listeners, y'all know this is why we have y'all tell us, you know, if we're repeating ourselves. But I was very happy to see that the second the two best parts of Because We Are were able to pull something out and give you a WrestleMania review. They were out there in the Discord shouting things out. It was very eventful. I heard it was the event, which is very unfortunate. You know, I guess we'll get to that when Dame arrives. But it's very unfortunate, but also very happy to see that y'all were still making content, you know, giving people what they need. So shout out to y'all first and foremost. And we're back, man. Welcome to Because We Are podcast. I'm Tren, aka Tren Dollars. Call.me the hot is here. Godbolt will be joining us very, very soon. You know, he's a traveling man, so that's how we're doing. But I missed you, man. How you feeling? You good? How's your week been?
Man, I missed you too, man. It's been good. It's been fun. I've been writing a lot, consuming a lot, and just like enjoying the weather and everything, man. Everything is it's beautiful right now. I feel like there's only like 2 or 3 weeks of like optimal weather. Everything else is shitty. Like everything else is either too cold, too hot. You know, pollen is messing up everybody's lungs. Bro, my throat was on fire the other day because of the pollen. But yeah, I've just been enjoying this
because the pollen, you know, the whole thing with the pollen being like tree nut, you know, it's a little. Yeah. The trees had your throat on fire. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Too many male trees, yo. Get some women trees up in here, man.
Where the bitch is at?
Where the bitch is at?
Nah, yeah, I'm loving this weather too. You know, my mood has been significantly heightened in that sense. You know, been spending a lot of time catching up for lost time. You know, I feel like there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to bring myself around to doing that I can now that it's warm, and just enjoying the time out. And yeah, man, just living, you know, things that you don't normally get to do during the cold months. But yeah, it's very frequent now, you know, because at first you get those like warm days in the beginning, and then it starts to get more frequent, and that's when you start to be like, you know, more hype for things. Because it's like, all right, this isn't just like one day and then it's going to go back to being nasty. Like, nah, like I looked at my weather app. It's going to be like a week of warm weather. So that's cool. Yeah. You know, that's good.
I think it's going to rain tomorrow, actually.
I don't mind the rain when it's hot. Actually, I like sun showers. Like when if I'm outside and it's like sunny and it starts to rain a little bit, I feel like that's like the most beautiful time.
Cancer.
It just looks nice because it's just
you get the best of both worlds because the rain signifies like kind of sad, you know what I'm saying? It's a little emotional, but there's still the sun, so you don't have to live in that you know, that feeling. You see the sun, but you feel the rain. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very Cancer-ass response, bro.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm very vocal about my awareness of that. I'm very much a Cancerian, so it's all out there, man. If you ever want to find out what type of time I be on, it's all out there, man. There ain't nothing new under the sun.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you believe that you shouldn't tell people good news because it's less likely to happen if you tell the wrong person?
Sometimes. I mean, if I'm too excited about something, I generally don't like to share all of it right away just because of quote unquote superstition. But also, I feel like a big bozo if things don't work out and I have to kind of walk things back. You know, it's pretty embarrassing. It is pretty embarrassing having to.
I swear to God, Kendrick was coming, y'all. I swear.
Yeah.
I got the text. Look, I could show you. Look.
Yeah, he was coming. He just doesn't show up. Like the minute you tell everybody that he's coming, and everybody's like, yeah, and he just doesn't come. Yeah, like it's pretty embarrassing. So I try not to tell. I mean, but I'm not really a sharing. Like even with the sad news, like I try not to bring drama to people's life. Like I try not to bring a lot of drama to people's lives, and I'm starting to get to that point where people are not bringing a lot of drama to my life too, which I'm kind of happy about. You know, like that whole like there's a line to how much people can dump on you, but also, I think we're in a space now where people are more respectful of it. It's like, are you in a place to receive this? Like, yo, the other day, my mom told me that she was like, oh, there's something that happened. But I don't know if you know, I know that you don't like drama and stuff like that. So I don't know if you want to hear about it, yada, yada, yada. And I basically said, no, I'm not really in the place to hear it. And she respected it.
She respected it?
That's hard. Respected it. I'm like, whoa, that's like progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real progress. She eventually ended up telling me like weeks later, but you know what I'm saying? Because something did, and it's different than like her just dumping it anyway. It was something else that came up that I brought up. And then she was like, oh, well, that's part of the thing that I was like, something happened, and then we got into it, and that shit just ended up, and it did piss me off. So she was right to not tell me, but things like that, I recognize like just the sad news and the happy news. There has to be like a happy medium, but you know, I try not to like be in too many people's business or share too much of like my business just because of superstition. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird, man. It's just weird having to like walk things back because then I'm sad all over again. Like if I'm sharing happy news and it's supposed to be happy news and it doesn't go through, then it turns into sad news, and then it's just people being like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry that I'm sorry that happened to you," and I'm just like, that doesn't do anything for me. Like, you know
what? That's the thing.
Absolutely nothing
right.
for me.
I think you're right. That's kind of the problem because it's not so much the embarrassment as much as like the happy news becomes sad news, right? Like you expected this great thing to happen, and the fact that it isn't happening is not back to neutral. It's like now it's a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were so excited and now it's not happening.
And the more people you tell about the happy news, they'll follow up sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll be like, "Oh, yeah, so how was the that thing that you were talking about?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, no, she lost the baby." So like
exactly.
It's like, oh,
he had
damn,
the baby shower and everything.
It's like, yeah, no, you got the crib. I know I send you pictures of the crib and all that stuff, but the baby's gone, and it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry to happen to you. I'm like, what are you sorry for? And then then I get mad, and then it turns into like someone's like, that's not your fault, the things that just happen. But I also don't want to be the person to bring sad news to people a lot. So that's why I'm like, if I'm going to bring you happy news, it's going to be official happy news and not like something that could potentially be happy news. I don't, what are all the expressions? Don't count your chickens before they hatch, all that stuff and just all of that stuff. But why you ask?
Well, because I do have something that I'm very excited about, but I don't think it's ready yet. I don't think it's so certain that I should talk about it. And like that feeling of like not sharing, it's like, man, but I'm really excited. But at the same time, it's just like, nah, it's not time yet. It sounds good. It would be amazing, but it's not time yet. So, I'm just gonna keep it to myself, man. Maybe in a week or two,
That's fine.
I'll let the folks know, and because again, it really would, if it is to come to be, and God willing it is, I'm gonna be over the moon. You might see a new guy for real. So yeah. But yeah, man. So that's what I mean.
How
like
do you feel? Am I allowed to say like good luck? Like, am I allowed to say like I hope the best for you? Because I feel like certain things like that. It's like I don't
think
want
that's good energy. No, I think that's good energy. Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah, I hope. I hope to hear about that news. Like I told you, I'm not gonna follow up with that. I'm gonna wait for you to tell me about it. I'm not gonna So how's that thing that you're telling me about? That you were. Super positive, but know that that it is you fed it into my memory bank, and so now it's there, and so it's up to you to tell me if it went through or not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just be sitting there, and it'll just be some positive energy,
some shit we never talk about.
Right? Just never happens. The new guy comes, and it's just I meet him, and I get to see. So, but yeah, good luck, man. The Kendrick tour, 2 weeks out away from being able to see him. Shout out to the people that traveled for that first show. I got a homegirl, Tosh. Shout out to Natasha. I don't know if you ever met her, but she was supposed to be on a podcast one day.
Nope.
But she will eventually. I hope so. But she flew to Minnesota for that first show. What a hell of a place for a first, to kick off the tour, right? Like, just boring ass Minnesota. But I had to avoid a lot of the things. I'm trying not to get spoiled with the set list. There's some things that I've seen that I was surprised to hear about, like I heard that Poetic Justice is on the set list, which I was like very shocked to hear about. And there's other things that like that are starting to like rise up that I'm just like really surprised to hear about. But I had to kind of like avoid all of it because I don't want a lot of spoilers. I'm very excited for the show. And yeah, like I really just like I want to talk about some of the different things that we may have heard mixed with some of the things that like have been talked about, like with some of the artists that have worked with him. So to start off, the set list I heard is like 51 songs, right?
51 songs.
I think Tosh had told me that the show was around like 2 hours and 45 minutes, which I'm like, great. Like for the amount that I paid for it. But I feel like it might get to a point where my buzz will come down, right? I'm going to be in there. First of all, I'm being there drunk. I'm going to have some liquor in me, but it's not going to last the whole time. I'm going to have a good time, but I know it's going to start like wearing off a little bit. So I got to come prepared for that, I think. I got to like be able to just like keep my buzz high. I want to maintain the perfect amount of buzz all the way through while I'm experiencing the show. That's number one. Number two, I gotta say it again, man. SZA takes the gas out of a lot of this show for me, man. Like the things that I'm seeing and like the things that I've heard and the things that I know about SZA, right? And I think the biggest thing that'll keep me like intrigued during her parts of the show, because I heard it's like an interwoven kind of set, right? Like it's not like she goes on then he goes on. Like it's like an interwoven kind of thing. I think the people that really love SZA are gonna have to like share their energy with me. Like I really need people to be showing, and it's a Jersey show, so I need the people to really be showing out for SZA when she's doing that show, because it's not gonna be from me. Like there's gonna be some songs that I like really feel it and like sing along with, but her singing, man, it's just not.
Yeah, especially live, it's a little shaky. Now,
it's not to be fair, and her mic not even like.
That's fucked.
That's like a conspiracy. Like, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but if I had to guess, I don't think her mic is on. Well, we'll see. I'll figure out during my show, but I don't think the mic be on.
I think that's the thing about SZA.
It doesn't have to be.
No. Not that it doesn't have to be. It's more so. Well, first of all the clips that I've seen have been terrible audio, but I think that's on purpose. I think it's because folks aren't like, it's very loud. Like never trust, because you understand this because you go to live shows.
Yeah.
The things don't look like they do on the phone.
Yeah.
Things don't sound like they do on the phone. I've seen those clips where it looks like she's lip syncing, but a lot of times to me, it's just because people's audio be off.
Yeah,
and
it's not for the phone; it's for your ears.
Exactly.
In the place, yeah,
exactly. So I wouldn't necessarily give that too much weight.
Yeah, but still, man, it's like
I think because it's a SZA show, because it's a Jersey show, I think it will be turned.
I'm hoping that they really show out for her in that sense. And again, I've already talked about how I acknowledge that SZA is not one of those ones. She's not like Alicia Keys. She's not like Beyonce. Right. But I'm sure she could still really give off a good... Or she makes good songs that people want to sing to. Yeah. You know? Like, even if she can't sing them the best, there still might be somebody in the crowd that sings the top of their lungs who might really love it. It just makes you feel it. Like, it's relatable lyrics. It's a relatable feeling. And that might be enough. So even if, even if I'm one of those people that shaded a little bit, where like her mic might not be on, I can still enjoy the show because you don't have to be that level of talent for me to still enjoy your presence and your performance. But also, she getting almost dropped during these shows. I mean, I know that's not really her fault.
I did see that.
And people starting to say a lot of mean things about her, bro. They're like, yo, you like the same size as Lizzo now. So you need to stop acting like, so when, you can be held up like that.
Did you watch One of Them Days?
I did watch One of Them Days. Yeah. Like that movie.
Good movie. I did not realize that she would be that much bigger than Keke Palmer. Like, I did not realize that
she big, physically,
man. She would be that much bigger than Keke.
She thick, man.
She is. And was she always, though? Was that? Anyway.
I don't know.
Not about to talk about a woman's body.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I wasn't always like, I wasn't like Googling SZA all the time. The only time I've seen her was like in music videos and just like, other different pop outs like that. But I wasn't like looking at SZA like that, like a lot of times. And, and honestly, you've seen somebody in person or seeing somebody on a movie screen is different than seeing them like in music videos. It's different, like shots and stuff like that. So I don't know. But I didn't know that she was,
I didn't either. That's it, and that's really all it is. I didn't recognize.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it. Just nothing wrong. That damn big. That sounded crazy. Yeah. Might need to mute that one.
No,
you go. Oh, wow, that's fucked up.
It's not that bad. It's like you didn't know. Yeah, okay. I didn't know either.
But I do not like the fact that it's interwoven like that. I do not like the format of Kendrick on, right? And then SZA comes out and then she does some stuff and then Kendrick comes back out. Like, those are two very different energies.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's enough bridge to keep interweaving them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'm gonna ask you when you come back from the show in a few weeks. Like, does it work?
Yeah.
In that vein. Because to me, I'm not gonna lie, I like SZA, I like her music. Some of them song titles that I saw, I don't know what song that is. It's not because if I heard the song, I'm not gonna like it. It's because a lot of those songs do sound the same. So, and she's released the same album 3 times.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know what the difference is between them anymore. So, like, was this on Control? Was this on SOS? Was it on Lana? Was it on Lana 2? Like, I don't, it's confusing, So, definitely not hating or anything like that, but I would have preferred just to see a Kendrick set, for sure. And I would have enjoyed a SZA set as a standalone thing.
As a SZA set, like, then go. Like, I think...
Yeah, and then go.
The equivalent, I feel like the right like comparison is what's the song after Squabble Up? Is it Man at the Garden?
Man at the Garden
on Yabum. So yeah, like
Luther. It's
Luther. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going from Squabble Up, high energy, right? To Luther, slow, vibey. Then it's Man at the Garden, right?
Yep.
Slower. And then it goes into Hey Now. Which is again is like another hype. Like it's I feel like it's gonna be a lot of those highs and lows for me.
Yeah.
Because again, SZA's great, you know, but I just don't know how much I'm gonna be like gassed all the way through. Like
it sounds like we're shitting on SZA, but I agree with you.
I'm not shitting on SZA. It's just like I want, like, if I have intentions to go see a show, like I didn't buy the. First of all, I bought the tickets before I knew this was gonna be the SZA and Kendrick show.
Right.
I bought the tickets because I knew this was going to be the GNX tour. Right. It almost feels like, you know how DJ X on Spotify be like, yeah, man, you listened to SZA that one time, so now I'm going to put you on the playlist of SZA. And it's like, all right, I'm going to skip to the shuffle. It's like, you're not digging that one. Cool.
Right.
Let's listen to some Kendrick Lamar. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. Yeah, X, yeah, you're doing that shit. It's like, oh, you like that one, right? Okay, let's try this again. Here's some more SZA. And I'm like, I feel like it's just going to be like I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll be pessimistic, but it definitely doesn't excite me.
I can see
having
it for sure.
And maybe if I looked at the set list, maybe that would alleviate some things, but I also don't want to spoil it for myself, you know?
Nah, go in there and just be frustrated, because being frustrated is kind of part of the story. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Overall, though, like, my friend enjoyed the show a lot. So, you know, and I don't know if she's the biggest SZA fan either, but you know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited for the show. Like I said, I've been avoiding spoilers like the plague. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it goes with 51 songs.
Just get your energy up. You know what I mean? Does alcohol make you sleepy, or does it give you more energy?
No, it hypes me up. It like,
okay.
I forget everybody else is kind of in the room. I kind of turn into like I'm already like a singer type person, but like it keeps my focus bubble around me and less about everything else that's happening in the room, you know? So I just want to focus on who's around me. And also it helps with my recall. Like I feel like when I'm drinking, I remember lyrics to songs better, you know, and I really be in my I really feel the lyrics. You know, I think I told you one time when I was listening to Future when I was drunk, and I was like, yo, I kind of understand what he's saying. Like I felt it a lot more than when I wasn't inebriated. I was like, yo, he really talking. Like the way he was saying what he was saying was like getting to me, you know? Yeah, so I think it doesn't. It only heightens the mood for me, I think, in that sense. You're muted, by the way.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it for sure. I think I told you last time I went to a show and I was really hyped up. It was for my birthday. First time I had like a Red Bull, mixed it with like, I think it was Jack Daniels.
It's just kind of lit.
I don't know when the fuck I started whipping and nay-naying, but I'm glad there ain't no footage of that shit. I lost my mind, bro.
I'm kind of upset that there isn't.
Yeah, it was not. I don't know. What's that dance that people do when they be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, when the fuck did I start doing? I felt myself doing it, and I was like, what are you doing? And the fucked up thing is the crowd around me, because you know they do. If it's your birthday, put a light on them. Like,
shine a light on them. Yeah, there's definitely footage out there. It's like, just, you don't have it.
I don't have it because it wasn't in my phone. Like, people's definitely pulling it. Yo, look at this thing, man. This nigga was doing a whipping and nay-nay in the club to Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah,
you know
killing
what I mean?
that
like,
shit too.
Yeah, like, bro, because they hype it, yay, hey, like,
yeah. And then you know there's some other nigga in that establishment that's like looking over, like,
yeah, exactly,
doing what you would do if you were sober and like hearing that for somebody else. Like, all right,
exactly.
On,
I would have been tired if somebody was just like, get him pops.
Yeah,
like, yo, my nigga.
I will say though, I've gotten to that point now where sometimes I drunk post and I'm too embarrassed to look at it the day after, so I just don't.
How do you get out of that?
I just don't go back to it. Like, it's there. I see it on my story, and I'm like, all right, 7 more hours. I don't want to see that shit.
Jeez.
A couple weekends ago, I drunk posted, and I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. But like my cousin that watched it was like, yeah, you was wild. And I was like, what did I say? And he told me what I was saying, but I was like, yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it, bro. I'm not. But I also know I was wilding because there was a birthday section, right? Went out for my cousin's birthday. He was on one side of the club, and this was a nice club. They played some good music. But there was another side of the club who rolled deep. Like, they had like 30, 40 people over in there on that section. And so in our section, we had like maybe like 15, like 17 to 20 type people, right? And they was turned up. And so I'm like, yo, man, fuck, like, like that section over there, like, they mad, loud, rowdy, bro. God. We could be lit too. So I started standing on the couch. Again, them drinks, they was trying to poison us. Them drinks, my card was on the tab. Once my card goes on tab.
Yeah, stop me. Send me home. Get me in a cab.
Yeah,
now.
it was up. I was like, yo, I was like telling everybody like, yo, get the fuck up. Stand on this couch with me. You know, because ain't no reason we shouldn't be as lit in this section. Yeah, I'm that person for sure.
It's about to start.
And they stood up. They was there. Like, they stood up with me, you know, but I don't think everybody was feeling the same energy that I was feeling. But they stood. Because I could get people, you know, we was dancing, we was having a good time. You know, it was still a good time. But it just gets me mad when I'm like, we could be more lit. You know, we could have a really good time. Like, this is the time to do it. It's for my boy's birthday. And that's when the post happened. So hopefully that doesn't happen during Kendrick's show. It probably will.
Yeah.
It probably will. Probably get a couple posts in there. I'm not going to post him mostly.
Yeah, don't.
You know? I'm not doing that.
I hate when people try to post clips from the show. You know what I mean? Like, show your time at the show, not the show. There's nothing you can do to make this look good. There's just it's not possible. You're
getting one photo maybe, like, or the set maybe, like in the beginning when you first get there. I know a couple of people that's going. Maybe I'll take some pictures with them. Like, I don't even mind people that record it. All I'm saying is, don't post it. Yeah, don't post it. That's for you.
Yeah. That's it. You can record it so that you can recall how you felt and what you saw when you were there. Don't post that shit. I don't want to see that. It's like when people post their kid walking for the first time. Bro, I've seen a child walk before. That shit is
wasn't
not
good.
ill.
Like, they're not even good at walking.
Yeah, they're not even good at it.
So why do you think I want to see that shit?
Yeah, it's just useless to me, bro.
That's facts.
So another cool thing is the Ryan Coogler movie Sinners came out this week. Well, last week, I guess. Seems to be doing really well. Obviously, I saw it. Did you guys see it?
Yep, I saw that shit. I saw it Saturday.
Got you. See it, and you're not gonna go see it. Correct.
I'm not gonna go see it. I mean, we shared. I don't know if it was a Patreon only that we did watch the trailer for it, and no, it didn't hit my.
It didn't intrigue you.
Yeah.
So what happens to you? What happens to, like? What are your trusted sources when, like, what will make you go see something that you don't necessarily have?
It's actually a really good question. And I'm honestly, this is going to sound a little fucked up, but nobody who's like opinion in movies that I like trust has told me to watch it yet. And even if they did, I still saw the trailer and I was just like, I'm just not intrigued. It just doesn't hit me that way. But maybe y'all having this conversation about it will help it. But who knows? We'll see. You know? And I'm not saying that like y'all telling me to watch it isn't like enough. It's more so it's just, I don't know. I know when I'm not gonna like something, you know? I just know when I'm not gonna like something for real. But
so I think there's a certain element of like, I don't want to say the word is backlash, but like this kind of like anti-zeitgeist that happens when too many people like something, where it makes it less likely for certain other types of people to want to like it or want to check it out, because it's almost like I don't trust you niggas' opinions with most things. So if you like it, then by proxy, I'm probably not gonna like it. You know what I mean? And like I do find that I do see like that happening a lot with this movie, where people are pulling.
I don't see that at all, but yeah.
Well, what I've seen is that people are pulling shit out of the movie that I don't even think was really intended. It's kind of like a Kendrick album, where like people be assigning meanings to things that probably is not what that meant. It probably was just like a cool thing. But there is a lot of depth to it. There is a lot of like, you know what I mean, layers. But it's not a deep movie. It's not like a super complex movie, but it is a well thought out.
I mean, look,
film.
You have a movie that's directed by Ryan Coogler.
Yep.
You know, it's set in the Jim Crow era, right? It has like some of the biggest hot stars right now. Of course, it's gonna have some like, you know, some deeper things to pull out. You know, and that's usually like the case with a lot of like black led movies. You know, like there's always like other things to pull out. There's always some like deeper meanings of deeper historical racial context to like pull out, some societal, you know, themes and messages usually that you have to pull out. That's like a normal thing with like big. Would you say this is like is this what, I don't know if it's not AAA. This is like what was the budget for this movie? This is like a big budget movie.
80 or 90 million.
It was 90 million. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't consider that like a high budgeted movie.
Okay.
I think that's about
this is imaginary numbers at that point. Once you start talking about fucking millions and billions and stuff like that, I'm just like this.
I mean, and most of it is I think, you know, and Dame probably could speak better to this, but it was shot in IMAX. You know what I mean? And shit, that alone, the film, all that stuff, you need $1 million budget just for the film, right? You need $1 million budget just for the equipment and stuff like that. So I think a lot of it is just on the screen, as far as like, because there was like special effects and stuff like that, but it wasn't like, again, it was a people movie. It was like a movie with people and like doing cool shit.
It wasn't a set place in like the city where they had to block off like streets and avenues and, you know, like have police escort, you know, or none of that
built
shit.
the set.
Yeah. It seemed like very much it could have been on, I don't know where they shot it, but some of those scenes, like when Smoke and I think it was just Smoke. When Smoke was in the town, he shot that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that looks like it could have been on one of those like Hollywood stages.
That might
like,
have been a set. Yeah,
like a studio. You know, when niggas are walking around, you'll see videos like nigga walking around with random ass horse and niggas with astronaut suits behind him and all that shit. Like it seemed like it was just one of those big ass stages. But when they were at the actual like the juke or that seems like the only place that was like shot on location, because I've seen the behind the scenes of like them actually in that like lake area and lighting everything on fire. So and still like that seems like it's not really where they had to like block off or like, you know, get a bunch of permits and stuff to get permission to shoot there or anything.
Yeah, I know 50 Cent actually just built a studio in like Mississippi or some stuff like that. Like he's doing the Tyler Perry thing, but like in Mississippi, which I actually think is very cool because, you know, it helps the local economy there, and like it's cheaper to film in certain places like that. So I don't think that had anything to do with this per se, but you're probably right. They probably really just did rent out a big ass warehouse and was like, yeah, we're gonna film here and just kind of like make it real and grounded.
I'm not sure how expensive it is to shoot. I'm not a film like a classic film guy, so I'm not sure how much that it costs to shoot in IMAX. But I know I saw in one of there's two things that made me go see this film, and they were both Ryan Coogler involved. Like it had nothing to do with any of the major stars they had in it. It was just interview stuff I saw Ryan Coogler. First thing I saw was him breaking down film in general, like each strand of film. All right, this is 8mm, this is 16, this is super film, this is IMAX, this is the difference, this is how big it is, this is what each one of the spokes are. Like, I thought that was really cool. And for him to ultimately break it down to like, oh yeah, we were shot on IMAX, and to see like the difference and him showing the difference in ratios, you don't see directors doing that often.
Yeah.
And then the second thing that inspired me to go see it was how he was talking about the references to Puss in Boots and how a lot of the character design and a lot of like the theme of the movie was inspired by Puss in Boots and how big of a fan he is of animated cartoons or
the last
adult
one
cartoons.
the last one that they made with the werewolf or whatever like that. Because I heard that one was really good. A lot of people like that one. Like the animation, that one was really good.
Yeah, that one exactly. Like the eyes of the werewolf and how they glowed. Like that's how he got the inspiration to do with all the vampires and this shit.
Yeah. So I want to go back to that clip you're talking about with the film and him breaking down film with just the heaviest fucking Oakland accent you've ever heard in your life.
For real.
That was the moment that I realized that Ryan Coogler can't meet my bitch. He is definitely on the docket of niggas that if my wife is hanging out in LA and she hits me and like, hey, all my homegirls are going to a party at Ryan Coogler's house, that's one of them you can't fucking go to.
He ASAP Coogler now?
Huh?
I said he ASAP Coogler now?
He's definitely one of them. Because I know my lady and I know the type of nigga she like. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, Ryan Coogler is definitely autistic, for one. If you've watched any of his,
Jesus Christ,
why do y'all always do that? Like it's an insult. There's a certain frequency, bro, that people that are on the spectrum.
You're saying that your wife likes autistic niggas?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
For sure. Most of the niggas she's ever dealt with was autistic. But there's a certain level of like nerdy interest in a specific thing that nobody could possibly give a fuck about but you, that bitches be liking niggas that do shit like that. Like they like niggas that have like really specific special interests. And that meeting with the super West Coast Oakland ass accent, he's already a rich nigga. He used to play football. My bitch can't meet Ryan Coogler. I'm sorry. He's on the list. He's a married man. I'm sure he's a great guy. My bitch can't meet Ryan Coogler. That he's definitely, you gotta know. You gotta just know who you dealing with. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna be the big baller football player. It's not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like Jalen Green or one of these other NBA guys. It's gonna be a nigga like Ryan Coogler. That's gonna have you
get it done.
Yeah, that's gonna get it done. And like, no, absolutely not. I'm not risking it. So he's definitely on the list. But I think that same clip is what made me want to go see it, because we watched the trailer and we all said this looks cool, but it wasn't like
that. We didn't all say that.
Well, nah, we didn't all say that, but it was kind of.
I don't remember seeing it, honestly.
We watched it on Patreon.
You don't remember when the nigga said that? I'm gonna repeat it.
Don't. This is clipped. Don't say it. And that was on Patreon. If people want to hear it, they can go back to the clip and they can watch it.
Okay.
What I said is I don't want to see I don't want to see movies about black people during Jim Crow anymore. That's all I was saying. That's the gist of what I said.
Okay. If that's what you're rolling with.
That's basically what I said. Yeah. Like I want to see black people in the future or modern times. I don't want to hear people with, accents and during the Jim Crow law. That's all. That's what I said. Basically. Gotcha. That's the gist, the overall arching point of what I said. Yeah. But yeah, tell us about the movie, man. What Cornbread was doing, man. What Cornbread and them was doing.
So
is a nigga named Cornbread in that?
Is a nigga named Cornbread in the movie for sure.
Damn. I thought that
basically, the movie's about these two brothers, Smoke and Stack, who are from Mississippi.
And both played by Michael B. Jordan?
Both played by one is played by Michael B. Jordan, the other's played by Michael C. Jordan. And they moved to Chicago, made big money during like organized crime era.
They didn't really get into details about like why.
Oh, I found out. There's lore. Okay. Yeah. There was,
because it's very interesting. Like they didn't really get into like what actually happened over. They kind of did towards the end when the vampire took over and he kind of spilled the beans a little bit, but it's very interesting.
So what essentially happened, and again, this is spoilers. This actually isn't spoken about in the movie. It was more in the promo material. But essentially, Smoke and Stack robbed the National Bank of that county or whatever town they from. You know, like New Jersey National Bank, whatever, right? They robbed the bank and basically left town. When they got to, they moved to Chicago. When they got in Chicago, they met up with Al Capone and they started running money and drugs for Al Capone. But when Al Capone got arrested in 1929, I think it was, they were still working with the Irish Mafia and the Italian mob. And eventually they basically started a war between the Mafia and the mob and stole everybody's money and went back to Mississippi. So that's why they're in Mississippi. They're on the run from the Irish Mafia and the Italian mob. So when the movie starts,
that's tough.
Yeah, it's gangster, right? It's like when the movie starts, everybody like, damn, yo, Smoke and Stack is back in town. Like the last time anybody saw these niggas, they was on the run from the police. And then they heard all these stories about the shit that they were doing in Chicago, and now they're back. So everybody's scared. Like these niggas is dangerous, bro. So they come back in town. They got all this money. They purchase a warehouse. I think it was a slaughterhouse for cows or something like that. They purchased this property and basically said, look, we're just gonna make a juke joint. We're gonna bring the money back to the city. A lot of the people that work in that area are like plantation workers, you know, folks are still picking cotton and stuff like that. They're sharecroppers essentially. So they're like, yeah, we just gonna make a club where our people could just come and relax, have a good time. Our little cousin, he know how to sing. He gonna set the show right, blah, blah, blah. And like, that's pretty much the gets everybody to the thing. You meet all these other characters. You meet Smoke's old girl. You meet Stack's old girl. You know, there's a lot with them. Played by Haley Steinfeld. She plays a white passing woman named Mary, but she's actually black, I believe. And Smoke's girl is played by Wunmi Osaka. Her name is Annie. She's into hoodoo. She's into like a lot of mysticism stuff. And
I thought that was his mama at first.
Everybody keeps saying that. And I don't know. I saw Lovecraft Country. So when I see Wunmi Osaka, I'm not thinking Mammy. I'm thinking if you've seen Lovecraft Country, then you know the role that she played in Lovecraft Country. She was a sexual object in that show as well. So yeah, when I see her, I don't see like
the way she was talking to him.
Yeah, I get it, but I didn't see it at first, and then they make it very clear that that's not their relationship. Their relationship is quite intense in some other ways. So that gets everybody from point A to point B. Side story is the little cousin's father is a preacher and doesn't want him to play the blues because, you know, the blues is the devil's music and blah, blah, blah. There's that element of it. And they just said, no, you know, we're going to get this juke joint together. We're going to invite all our people. And yeah, they have a juke joint and it's a amazing time. Everyone's having a great time. The music is amazing. But that music, the kind of roar of the crowd attracts these creatures of the night, essentially. And they look at them and they're like, yeah, we gonna kill all these motherfuckers. And the story beyond that, you know, is obviously there's a lot more to it. That's a very basic version of it. But the movie itself, to me, was a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was the plot, the characters, the cinematography, the music. The music was incredible. Ludwig Göransson did the music. You love Ludwig Göransson. He did Camp for Childish Gambino. He's done a bunch of soundtracks. He's been an incredible scorer for over a decade now. He put his fucking foot into that soundtrack. It's in a genre that I have no interest in listening to, which is the blues, but it's very it kind of gives me Beyonce Cowboy Carter vibes a little bit, which you know, It did. It made me go back and listen to Cowboy Carter again with a different set of ears. So that was pretty cool. But definitely the best acting Michael B. Jordan has ever done.
I agree. Yeah.
The one thing I can say is I might not give it a 10 out of 10. I might give it a 9.8 out of 10. I'm going to remove 0.2 points because that nigga can't do a country accent to save his life. He didn't know if he wanted to be from Oakland, from LA, Baltimore, Louisiana. He switched it up so many times. It was very unconvincing. Now, mind you, he's standing there with Haley Steinfeld, who gives probably the blackest accent, like the greatest black accent ever captured on film. She has some of the best lines of the movie, and she absolutely would have passed the test if you know how like they do those
give
like
me some
blind
of that.
tests.
Give me some of the quotables. Give me some. You gotta do it in her accent too.
No, you got it. You're on a roll right now.
You want me to? All right, I'll go.
Yeah.
There was one part where the little cousin, played by Miles Caton, what was his name? I can't remember his name. It's escaping me.
In the movie,
Sammy? Yeah, it was Sammy. Sammy walks up to Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld, and says, "Hey, I'm with the twins. I don't think you should be here right now." And she goes, "The twins? Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face," I swear to God, I was like, I hear my people, but I don't see my people. It was so on point for, honestly, it's almost like that shit, you couldn't even practice it. It was so perfect. Another line she had said, 2 stack, they were getting into it. He was like, "Yo, you gotta go. If you don't leave, I'm gonna make you leave." And she says, "Who gonna put me out? You taught me how to fight. I'll beat up every bitch in here." Whoa. 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 Is this Josh Allen's girl?
The dialect coach, man.
Yo, give them a fucking raise.
Give him a raise.
Because bro, I swear to God, like, yo, is she just light skinned? Honestly, I was fooled throughout the whole movie. So when you look at the promo and it's literally just, she's back to being Haley Steinfeld, I'm telling you, I was confused.
Shamika's like, see? I told you. I told you I loved her.
For sure. For sure. I know Shamik is not doing the right things to that movie. I know he's in a dark corner.
Really dark place, man.
Yeah, he's in a
I've seen the videos of Haley and Michael on their little press run, and they give off totally different vibes than when Haley and Shamik were on there.
Oh man.
I saw the memes that was like flirting versus sexual harassment.
Oh yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan. That's
totally different vibes, yo. Totally different vibes. Yo, and I'm putting all my money on Josh Allen this year, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, he gotta come correct, bro.
He about to.
He has gotta come correct. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Because it was, again, there was a lot of very intense scenes, and the reason why I think eventually, if you did see it, you would enjoy it, because I think that movie was for the freaks. Honestly, I do. I think that movie was for the freaks. Ryan Coogler, I know what you are. Okay? This is the first original property that you've done in a very long time. Not a true story, not an adaptation of a screenplay or a comic book or anything like that. I know what you are, brother. And I respect it. I'm not hating at all, but I know what you are. That movie is a little horny.
It's very
It's quite horny for sure.
Nah,
Look, now you kind of
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Now you kind of perked up a little bit.
No, like I'm just listening to you. I think it's funny.
I want Dame to give his
Dame, tell me.
For me, it was Miles Caton. For me, was standout in this movie for sure. His voice is that how he actually sounds?
That's how he actually sounds. That's how he.
Yo, his voice is so unique. I don't know how old he is, like in real life. I don't know. Was he like 20? I think.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
Yeah, but apparently he had to like teach himself how to play the guitar. He was practicing for hours for the last several months, and he bodied it. I know at the end, I'm not sure if you stayed till like the very, very last end credit scene where he was kind of just doing his solo shit. But I mean, the one scene where I think is everybody's, I think, favorite standout scene, the long one take shot where he's doing the performance at the Juke. And it's just spiraling, and they're going through different generations in different eras and all that stuff, and how it circles back to him and his performance. It was just so fucking amazing, and you could just really feel his fucking voice and his performance. I didn't know if like that was really him. I didn't know if that was like a backtracking or something, but to come and find out that that's actually that kid, and that kid's super talented, bro. He definitely shined in that film.
Apparently,
considering all the stars that he was surrounded by,
and it's his first role, his first acting job ever. So he is a background singer. He worked with her for many years. So his music came first. The acting was just kind of part of the thing. He auditioned, and got the role. But yeah, even his speaking voice, there was just something super unique about his tone. And when he starts singing, you fucking feel it because he puts a lot into it, and it is really incredible.
That's what you need for like blues type, that type of music. You need like that voice, right? To feel the pain, to feel the.
He sounds a lot like Aloe Black. A lot of people thought it was like Aloe Black doing the voice, and maybe he's just acting, but nah, that's all him. And he from New York, and when you hear him in interviews, he sounds like fucking Chef G. Like he sounds like one of these YNs, bro. It's crazy because it's just very different. It's just very different. He's incredible though. So I definitely agree with you there, Dame.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan was also really good. One thing that pissed me off, it's like the very first scene that you meet these two motherfuckers. It's like they're showing off their technology. Like, look at us pass the joint back and forth.
Yeah, it was.
It's like, yo. There's no need to show them passing the joint back and forth 4 times.
Yeah.
There's no need to. It's like just them flexing, like, hey, look, we're doing it.
Look how seamless
we can do it.
This exposure technique is. It was
like they didn't cut away or nothing. It just stayed on that shot.
And they panned and everything. Like they were because they were. You talking about when they were in the car, right?
When they just got out the car and Slick just got done rolling. And he's passed it to him, and that's like their intro shot.
There was another shot when they're actually driving the car, and the camera is literally panning from one side to the other, and I'm literally like, everything I know, which is not much, but everything I know about how you make that shot feels like this should be impossible, and they pulled it off so incredibly. That's why a lot of people are calling it Michael B. Jordan and Michael C. Jordan, because it had to be two niggas. Yeah. There's no possible way that he was standing there with a doll or something like that.
I love the fact that they didn't keep them together the entire movie. It almost feels like for half the movie they were kind of separated because you know he goes to see Ann and he goes to town to get Slim with Sammy. Yeah. So you really got to see the range from there's 1 minute he's on the brink of tears in fucking. And then on the other side, he's on the other side of town,
laughing and joking
and joking around with all the common folk. So it's crazy just to see that, like, and to see him do it well outside of like how you may feel about his accent. But I feel like this is some of the best stuff I've seen Michael B. Jordan do. I think he's hit a certain stride when it comes to like maybe it's just him and Ryan Coogler together, but even the stuff that he did with the Tom Clancy stuff, that stuff was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, like I enjoyed the stuff he did. I enjoyed what he did with that. So I think he's really starting to catch his stride in terms of like what roles to take on, what really suits him. That's all I got for now. Actually,
what do you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I do want to see it again, so it's definitely high. Probably like 9. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna I'm actually gonna go
it's not that many movies that make me go want to see it again while it's still in theaters.
I'm going on Saturday to IMAX. I didn't see it in IMAX at first.
That's what I saw it.
I'm going Saturday. And it'll be my first IMAX movie too.
So, nice. Oh, wow. IMAX is Great. Definitely, you feel the difference. You're gonna be spoiled now. You're gonna be like, damn, why haven't I been watching movies like this the entire time? But
honestly, the price it was like not more expensive. My thought was always like IMAX tickets got to be like $40 a pop, and it absolutely was not. So
yeah, it's worth it though. You're gonna love it. I want to shift the conversation a little bit because I feel like there's a trend in the different types of roles that people are getting, right? I started to notice it, or I started to like really catch an interest in it from Moon Knight. I think that's that's like the first time where I was able to trace like an instance where I really, really did like it. But since y'all talking about Michael B. Jordan's performance and stuff, I want to talk about actors that play the same like person or like a different character,
multiple
but it's
roles.
The same actor.
Yeah.
So would y'all say that this is like probably one of the top 5 instances of this happening? Like, would you say that this, like Michael B. Jordan's performance in this puts him in that top 5 instances? And what are some other instances do y'all think like compete with this performance? Like, what are some that y'all remember that y'all really enjoyed?
Dame, do you have any off the top? Because I
Number 1 for me is going to be Norbit, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy did that. Like, he might be the
best at it.
He was the king for sure.
Yeah,
He's the king.
Yeah, that was his thing. Like all the movies of Nutty Professor and Norbit and all that stuff. Yeah, he was doing that. Like even in Coming into America, he was doing that. So yeah.
I think he's the master of it personally. That's always the first movie that comes to mind when somebody brings up the and one actor playing multiple people or whatever in the same movie. That's always the first shit I think of.
Yeah. I'm actually going with Robin Williams. No. Was it Robin Williams? No, it was Jumanji, the original Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
It was what was the actor's name? He played the father. He played another character. I think it was Jonathan Hyde. Yeah, he played the father and he played the hunter in Jumanji. And it was one of the ones that like tricked my brain, where I did not realize for many years that the hunter was also the father. And then when I watched it as an adult, it was like, yo, that's crazy, because those are two completely different roles. I don't even know if those characters interacted, but I can't remember if they did. But just like the torture that it would have been, right, of like Robin Williams' character wanting his dad's love and all that stuff, and then the hunter in the game has his dad's face. Like, they didn't play into it much in the movie, but I know it was part of the subtext. So that was always one that kind of caught me. Like, that was different.
Yeah. Did y'all watch that Will Smith movie that came out where he was it called Gemini Man or was it called something else? Yeah. Where he was damn, not good.
The movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay, well, that's an instance where he's not on the top 5, but that's another instance that I'm talking about of like, the playing the person. I wish it was good because I'm sure that those things. Yeah, I haven't even
they brought back young Will Smith. I was gonna say I take back the Eddie Murphy take. He is not the best.
Okay.
The best is Michael Myers.
Oh yeah,
Austin Powers. I mean,
for sure.
Between Dr. Evil, between fucking Fat Bastard.
Yeah, he played like mad people.
Did he play Goldmember?
He did
Goldmember,
like Goldmember, Goldfinger, one of those people. Yeah,
Goldmember.
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, somebody else.
So Goldfinger is the real character from the Bond movie, and Goldmember.
Right. There you go.
Goldfinger is the character. Yeah, and then Goldmember is actually the spoof. The spoof version, yeah. You have Mia Goth
I think
in X, right? She played the old lady and the young girl from.
Damn, I didn't know she was the old lady.
She was the old lady.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was too busy looking at fucking Kid Cudi.
All them titties, nigga.
Yeah. Anybody else that is an example of that? Because I have a take to this exactly. So, where do you think Michael B. Jordan's performance fits in all those performances? Do you think like this is like one of the upper examples of it?
I'd probably take him out. I don't think he's top 10 because I mean, if we're just off the top of the head, we're able to think of like 4 like that. I'm pretty sure we're probably missing a lot, but I don't think it was that great. You know what I'm saying? It was a great performance, but it wasn't like an all time classic performance in my opinion. It's not one of those performances that's bigger than the movie itself.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I actually would put it up there because of how much interaction the characters had with one another, right?
Right.
But it's coupled. It's not just Michael B. Jordan. It's the camera work that helped sell the thing. Because like in The Nutty Professor, which I love, hilarious, Eddie Murphy's just playing Eddie Murphy as different people, right?
Yeah. You usually see it in comedies and stuff.
Yeah. And also he's just sitting in seats. So you can tell that technique we're talking about, like that double exposure where you splice it and mask and blah, blah, blah. You could just see that that's what's happening, right? Whereas this one, these dudes are hugging each other. They're passing things to each other. And like, I don't see an actor and you'd imagine in the credits, they would have had, you know, puppet version of, you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know how it works in films, but like if we're playing dual roles, like even the Will Smith movie, Gemini Man, there was a real actor that they would paste their face out, right? And just put Will Smith's face on top of it. That actor has to be credited. Right. I have not seen anything that says that there was anybody doing anything except Michael B. Jordan. And I don't know how it happened, bro. Right. So that's why I would actually put it up there.
And honorable mention, I know this isn't movie based, but I saw this happen too with Tina Shea. She did the music video for Getting No Sleep. She was like in the music video with herself, and they were both like in the same scene. She was kissing herself, which was pretty cool. Yeah. That was the whole thing. But that's like an honorable mention there because she's been doing that too with her visuals and stuff. But the reason I bring this up is because I feel like it's restoring the feeling of acting. Like I feel like this is something that will get me more intrigued into actors and their performance. It's like a challenging role. Oh, we didn't even bring up Jonathan Majors. He did it too with Kang. And all the different types of versions of Kangs that he played, and they're all on the same screen, like where he was interacting with different versions of himself.
Yeah, at the symposium or whatever it was. Yeah.
Loki did the same thing in the
Loki.
What to go with all the other versions of Loki.
Yeah, exactly. He did it too. So I feel like it's restoring the feeling because you really have to tap into the believability, because obviously people are going to see you and it's happening right now with Robert Downey Jr. That's the performance that he has to give in the next movie. Cause I'm pretty sure they're probably going to bring back Iron Man in some shape or form too. But it's a whole nother conversation, but you have to like really tap into something, a really good like acting bag because of how you're going to be able to get people to believe that these are two different characters that you're playing. Right. So that's why I wanted to ask about the Michael B. Jordan thing, because, you have to look at him and say like, oh, this is one character, but then look at this other person and be like, this is a whole different character with a different personality, but they're different. It's the same actor, but they like you're showing off different acting chops and different amount of range that I think like really, is important, and I feel like we're going to see it with Robert Downey Jr. because of how he's going to be able to play Doom, but also maybe somehow play Tony Stark still, right? Or if he's going to be a Baron or something like that. We'll see how it's going to go, but I feel like that's something that's going to be incoming. I feel like that's his way to kind of like make us believe that like there is still the art of acting, even if like, because while we might look at it and say something like, hey, it seems pretty lazy to cast the same person. But if an actor is really that good that they're able to make you believe that this person is a different person, and just show off their acting chops, I feel like that's really powerful and it's really inspiring, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of that. I want to like really just start seeing more people challenge themselves in like good roles or good examples of that, Yeah, and there's some other ones too that I haven't even thought of. There's one that as I was talking, I came up with it as well, but I can't even remember what it was. But Hot, I know you said the Lindsay Lohan and the Parent Trap. That was a good one too.
Yeah. That was a good one.
The cast of Us, obviously. The Tyler Perry, right? All the Madea movies.
Oh yeah.
True. Yeah, Tyler Perry did it as well.
There was one movie, I've not seen it, but I wanted to see it simply because of how it was done. It came out like 2 years ago. I think it was just called Men. And it was a horror movie about a woman who basically she's like stuck in this town and all these men are like super creepy. But there was only one man and he was playing all these different characters in the town. Mm-hmm. So like the actor was playing Rory Kinnear as Jeffrey, the owner of the house. He played numerous men in the village that Harper visits, such as the naked man, the vicar, the pub owner, the police officer, and 2 pub patrons. So like the whole movie is this woman in this small town where there's just not a lot of people, and she keeps running into these very creepy men, but they all have the same face. Wow. And it was obviously they're saying something there, but it was really, really well done in all the trailers and clips that I saw. So I'm actually going to watch that movie soon.
Yeah, but yeah, Rory you can come back and tell us if it makes the top 10, you know?
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, sure.
I guess Severance maybe kind of counts because I'm really talking about people that are that are on screen at the same time. Yeah. You know, they're different people. It's still like you're still showing off your acting chops by playing 2 different people. That fits more in like in the Moon Knight phase, even though that's, you know, they do interact at some point with each other at some point in Moon Knight, but still Severance kind of fits that mark as well. Mark, get it? But yeah, overall, I'm glad y'all enjoyed the movie, and a lot of people, like I said, I'm seeing overall all positives from it. I haven't seen anybody say anything bad about the movie. The Rotten Tomatoes rating is like really high. Not that even fucking matters really as much, you know, but people are bringing it up, so you know, I guess it kind of does. But yeah, I've seen a lot of positive reviews. People are making a lot of funny videos like about the thing. People are talking a lot about Haley's performance in this, you know, and just shout out to Michael B. Jordan, man. But I do have one last question to close on this. Yeah. Do y'all think that he's playing himself because of the Jonathan Majors fallout? Do y'all think that it was supposed to be him and Jonathan Majors in this?
I've heard that, but would it have been a better movie if it was Jonathan Majors in this? Obviously, if I had to give it to him, I think Jonathan Majors probably would have played Smoke over Stack, because Stack was a little bit more not flamboyant, but just think about it, bro. Outgoing.
Jonathan Majors is all Jim Crow, bro. Like his whole style. Yeah. He would have came dressed like with the clothes that he has in his wardrobe. He'd been cornbread. Like yeah, they used to call me that in college. Yeah, bro. Like his dance moves, all that.
I'm pretty sure that they would have been interested in putting him in the movie for sure. But I think Michael B. Jordan was still going to be both characters. But I could definitely see a world where Jonathan Majors was in the movie for sure. Mm-hmm. Cause he probably would have headed the fucking art department for sure. Cause like that nigga. Again, and it's crazy because Wumi Osaka is also in Lovecraft Country. They both in Lovecraft Country together. They have them old. Bleep this. They have them old nigga faces. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very fair to to think of them in that vein. Somebody. So again, we're in spoiler territory now. That's our review of Sinners.
Go see it.
I'm going to talk about some specific things in the movies before we fully close out. Yeah. Music plays a big part of it. The vampires actually also perform, like they also do music. Some people are calling it a musical. It's not a musical. It's just there's a music central theme.
There's music in it.
There's music in it, and there's performances in it for sure. But it's not a musical. But there was a part where like, they were trying to like get them to come out of the juke joint by dancing and singing. And they were kind of like trying to, honestly, they had rhythm, bro. They had like, like some of that shit was like, was kind of bops. So my question is, what would have made y'all, Dame, you saw the kind of the way Stack put it, right? Cause Stack is the one that eventually gets turned. He told Smoke, you know, we've been running for this long, you know, we was never going to be free. This is more what freedom is going to look like for people like us. You know, immortality. We could, you know, when you join the vampire faction, they don't care if you black or white. You just a vampire. Like, like they fuck with you no matter what. Right? So,
maybe they don't. Maybe it's just racism for the rest of eternity.
Well, that's what the
a different level of racism.
Well, that's the thing. You could just murder everybody that's racist. You know what I'm saying? And like, but there apparently that was part of his cell. There's no racism with vampires, bro. We all just vampires. Like, some of it was like, damn, that nigga kind of got a point. Like, if it's that simple.
There's different types of vampires. There's like the daywalkers, you know, the ones that can be out in the sun, the ones that can't be out in the sun. They probably have their own versions of slayers. I know what you're talking about. In the sake of the movie, it's probably the oldest.
Yeah, that was one of the central themes. Hold on, my fucking headphones came out.
Yeah.
But Dan, what would have made you come out? What would they had to have in order to get you to come outside?
Come outside?
Yeah.
A nice Jeter package.
Oh shit.
Nothing, bro. I'd have been shitting. I mean, I'd have been fucking, what's it called? Scared as shit. I'd have been shooting myself like this nigga Slim did.
Yeah. I think it was.
Damn,
I
you would have just went out like that?
it was kind of like it made sense. Like, bro, we dealing with all this race. It's the 30s. We dealing with real racism, and
it didn't sound that bad. He looked like he was about to agree before Sammy and them was like, yo,
this shit kind of don't sound so bad, man. Fuck it. And they gangsters. They wasn't like stand up guys that like had moral compasses already. They killed people. They didn't give a fuck about that shit. So it's like, man, we already deplorable. That's why it's called sinners, because like we already deplorable, bro. There's nothing like redeemable about us. We not going to heaven. So fuck it. Why shouldn't we be vampires, nigga? It looked dope. They out here dancing and singing and shit anyway. So nigga, come on. And I don't know. It would have I would have needed somebody to pull me back. Hey, yo, hit my ribs, my nigga. Don't do that shit in my neck. That's weird. Like, just go ahead and get my side right there.
Somebody biting you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to turn.
You got to get
I
bit.
know, but you said biting them in your ribs is worse than biting you in your neck?
No, bite me in the ribs. I don't want the shit showing.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying biting them in the ribs. You'd rather than bite you in the ribs?
Yeah. you never been your girl bitch you in the ribs? Play fighting and shit like that? Okay.
No, but I'm saying, like, are you saying that you prefer it because what? Is it gonna, like, what's the preference?
It wouldn't show. It wouldn't show.
Okay.
It just wouldn't show.
Okay.
I remember in True Blood, it was because I watch vampire shit all the time, but it was either the neck or the inner thigh. Don't bite me in neither one of them spots. Imagine a bitch trying to turn you into a vampire and you ticklish. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is gonna be like, that shit mad embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you know, she's just like, you know what? Never mind. Like, I thought you was cooler than this.
Maybe you're not cut out for this.
You're not cut out for this. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So just get me right here. Get it over with. You know?
Weird. Shout out to all parties involved, man. Hope to hear more things about this movie. Hope to see more breakdowns about it, you know, see people really enjoying stuff. So it's good. I want to move on to music because last week while we were away, Wiz Khalifa on 420. Happy belated 420 to y'all, you know, to those who celebrate.
Yeah.
But Wiz Khalifa dropped his Kush in Orange Juice 2. Which the first one dropped in what, like 2012? And Orange Juice.
It might have been
mixtape.
09 or 10.
Dropped in 2010.
Yeah.
Damn. So 15 years later, he came back with Kush and Orange Juice 2.
I was working at Rite Aid.
Yeah, man. Can't remember where I was. Probably somewhere in
school.
High school, yeah. I wasn't smoking yet, but
I wasn't.
So yeah, 15 years later, he drops Kush and Orange Juice 2. We haven't heard a lot from Wiz Khalifa, you know, in the past couple years, but it's good to see him back outside. You know, I think the first time I saw him back outside, he was rapping over Kendrick's Squabble Up?
It was Squabble Up, yeah.
Right. He's rapping over, like, I did a freestyle over Squabble Up, and he killed it. Yeah, he did kill it. and got people excited for this. This is it a mixtape or an album? I can't remember.
It looks like an album.
Album, okay, because the first one was a mixtape. So
yeah,
he's doing his little press tours on the Joe Budden podcast. All these fucking podcasts popping up wherever he can.
Talking about flat Earth and shit.
Yeah, word.
Goodness gracious, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get.
I don't think any of us are flat earthers, so there's no point in getting into it. But it seems like this becomes a topic of conversation at least once a fucking year. And how are people not just over it at this point? Not the flat earthers. Like, how are the normal people just not like over this shit at this point?
If
like,
we had,
let them niggas be. Yeah. Leave them alone. Let them believe what they want to believe.
If we had more time, and if this was Patreon, I'd actually sit here and argue it just for the sake of arguing. But I'm not gonna do that.
I also don't understand. Like, it's so triggering to people, bro.
It is.
Like, it's triggering to people. I don't know why.
Because they don't like being lied to. That's what it is. I think people are so cynical and they like really just don't believe anything that people are saying. Like, we've been lied to for so long, misinformation, that people don't even believe shit that they see anymore. Or shit that like just pictures, that's not enough. I gotta see, I gotta know for sure that the earth is round before I just believe it. You're not just gonna tell me the earth is round and I'm gonna believe it. I wanna see for a fact. And even then, the facts aren't enough for them. I don't know what's going to be enough for them, but
I think because that's what I think the thing that's frustrating is the gaslighting. It's positing it as like I'm smarter than you by being dumber than you. Like because
I think differently.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing that's so triggering to people. It's like it's anti-intellectual because you have to ignore. It's not like anyone's telling us to not look for things. It's if you look for it, you will find out the truth, which is that the earth is round. You have to not be looking in order to think the earth is flat. And they posit it as if they are somehow more intelligent by not researching.
Yeah, but you just saying that because they telling you that. You don't know for a fact.
I know
that the earth is round. You never seen it from up there. You never went to the moon and looked at the earth. You never been all the way around it. So how you know it's not a flat plane? You feel me?
That is literally not like how do we know Wi-Fi exists? You've never seen Wi-Fi.
Exactly. That's a valid thing. It's a valid question. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, Wiz Khalifa.
But yeah, shout out to Cushion Orange Juice.
Cushion Orange Juice too. I heard it and it made me ask the question because I didn't really like Wiz Khalifa back in the day. And the only reason I listened to him and the only times I really heard him back in the day, a lot of people was like into smoking, right? And that was like the whole music. Like that was like what you listen to. It was almost like a ritual for like the early smokers. It's like you put on some Wiz Khalifa, you smoke, yada yada yada. That whole thing, that whole shebang. So that was like really my introduction into him back in the day. But I feel like that may have changed a little bit because of his absence, away from music. So I want to ask, like, and obviously not everybody here smokes, but what's some music that y'all think now it could be considered like music to listen to when you're smoking? Like what's a good music to smoke to, or like just what type of music? It doesn't always have to be hip hop, but like what's some good music to smoke to these days? Like, or just what was like always your bag, like, and how is it like transformed? Obviously, Dame, you the resident, you the highest and the flyest of them all. So obviously you've gone through so many different. I'm pretty sure you've gone through different like phases of music that you listen to while you smoking. So give it to us. What's the new like Wiz Khalifa probably not it.
Yeah, Wiz wasn't it for me. That wasn't my area of smoke. My era of smoke. I didn't start smoking until we were in college, really. So when did we get there? Like 2013, 2014?
2013, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's around I started. And even then, like that was really when I was heavy into my R&B bag. So like I was like really listening to a lot of Frank Ocean around that time. And I think a lot of the time whenever I was smoking, I would usually just listen to R&B. When it was hip hop, it would always be like some laid back shit. Like I couldn't tell you what it used to be, but like nowadays it would probably be like something like Larry June, something along those lines, or
which is crazy because he don't even really be talking about like
he don't talk about that shit at all. But it's just like the way like his style and
real estate.
like the beat selection It's just I don't know. It just works.
Yeah, it's that Cali.
Like, all right, this will do it. Yeah, I was never. It's funny because I've never been into listening to the niggas.
To other high niggas listening. While you high?
Exactly. Like I didn't go to KC Veggies or
Currency
or anybody like that.
Damo Genesis was also like a known kind of pothead too. He was kind of
even Damo. Like but even then, like that was probably before I started like smoking. Like that era of me listening to Odd Future, Don, when he had the same because he also had a Rolling Papers EP, right?
Yeah,
and him and Wiz got into like their little micro beef over that shit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't smoking around that time. So even like a lot of those songs they sounded great songs. Like, oh wow, I could definitely see my friends smoking to this, but it was never something that I was doing personally. But when he dropped, what was that? I don't know if it was the last album, but it was a song. It was the one with Dapper on it.
I know what you're talking about. It had Awkward Groove on there too.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's.
I know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know
that songs like that aren't necessarily smoking songs. Like I like to smoke the songs like that though.
Yeah.
Like so, I may not be going to him for his smoking songs, but I'll go to him because like a lot of these smoking niggas do have like just really nice voices that you can like Spitta has a really dope voice, like a really unique voice that like all right, I can get down with this. Vince Staples doesn't smoke at all, but I could listen to some Vince Staples when I'm smoking because he gives off some of that vibe, especially these last couple albums for sure. But typically, like it was a lot of R&B, like Brent Faiyaz, Sonder, a lot of that vibe specifically growing up.
So is it like
smoking with bitches? So
that's true. So is it like more like the melodies, or is it like some of the lyrics? Are you even paying attention to much of the lyrics when you like? No. Okay,
not at all.
The feel, the feel and the melodies probably.
Yeah.
That's probably
like I'll listen to like great example. The one song that I did hear off of this album, Cushion Orange Juice 2, it had very much that old school cowbells, like funky sample to it, right? Similar to let me see if I can find it. Cushion Orange Juice. On the original, it would have been something like.
I wonder if you're talking about the one that had that sample from Chrono Trigger. I think that was the one that was on this album.
No, I don't think it was that one.
Okay.
Damn. Oh, so Mesmerize from the first one?
Uh-huh.
So like Mesmerize, classic Cushion Orange Juice 1. It seems like they were trying to go for that same type of vibe on at least one of the songs that I was listening to off of the second one. And it just...
Oh, this one?
Yes. Yes. There's a song that's the beat is very similar to this. Like that bell noise in the back and like that type of instrumentation. And like they also do like some of the more funkier vibe songs.
Hey, shout out to my
There's another one that I'm just not gonna look for right now. It might even be one of the skits. Oh, skit number 1. Play skit number 1.
Skit number 1. That was the song, by the way. Like Mesmerized. I feel like that's classic Wiz right there.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, they did something. They brought this back, I guess. And I heard one song that was like kind of in this vein. It was like when I didn't really care for like this sound growing up because I wasn't smoking. I wasn't into that.
But now you definitely love that shit now.
But now, but it's never been something that I smoked to. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually have a I hate that sound. Particularly
with the song,
because,
this sound right here?
Like, yeah, not because of anything Wiz was doing, because Snoop uses that a lot, like that type of sample. And I always hated that, like, you know, like that sensual seduction, and like Snoop really loved pulling from like
did a lot of misses,
disco.
but that was the one make.
I didn't like that song either. I think that was like one of the first meme songs. You know what I mean? Like this song is so bad that
when
it's
it
good.
came out, that's
when
like
it came out.
Here's the thing: it wouldn't have been a meme, I think, if he didn't have to do the clean version. I think the clean version was what made it a meme. Like if he was just allowed to call it Sexual Eruption.
Which is not the better version. Sensual Seduction sounds so much better.
It's the much better song. Yeah. There was that thing that went around too. Like which clean songs are better than the than the explicit versions.
That wait,
I hate lists like that because like it's very clearly that you're thinking of one song that inspired the whole list, and then you're just reaching for other songs.
So
it's a good list though. This is a good list for sure.
Played by David Banner.
It is. I just hate lists that the number one is predated. It's like
it's clearly
we made
like
this list because this is the number one.
Yeah, you
list.
know which one is the best one.
Yeah.
Number
Shawty is a 10 instead of Shawty is the shit. I like Shawty's a 10 better than Shawty is the shit. Shawty in the shit. No, I don't want
it didn't really work as well. Played by David Banner is my example. Because work that click, come girl. That shit was mad.
That's hella dirty.
Yeah, like come on, my nigga.
That's like one of the nastiest songs that I heard growing up.
Like, yo, you're wildin'.
And that song, it sounds nasty too. Like it just sounds like hella like.
Yeah, it was
nasty.
chaotic.
I want to love you over I want to fuck you.
Yeah,
agreed. That's another one. Definitely, the clean better than the explicit for sure.
Yeah, wait. I like the wait version. It's hard to find that version, but the one where they're doing "Where do you see my I like that version instead of the "Where do you see my dick."
I like the "Way do you see my dick."
No, I do too. Because he follows it with the "Hey bitch."
I mean, that song is just a classic as it is. Just the whisper thing. Yo, my mom showed me that song. That's how hot that song was when it came out in like 02, 03. She was like, yeah, the whisper song, like that's like really cool, you know? But
my aunt showed me Jesus Walks by Kanye when it first came out, right? Mm-hmm. She did not know that there was, you know what the Midwest is? Young and restless, because restless niggas. Like, she did not know that part was in the song. So when she bought the CD thinking, oh, this is like some clean gospel rap type stuff that I can relate to my nephew on. And he just goes, niggas, like 3 times in a row. And she was like, oh, I don't know. I don't want this.
I gotta turn this off. Like, damn, you showed me this one.
It was like, even starting as drug dealer just to get by. That album was definitely like not marketed the way it was supposed to because people
they got him. Definitely
they got him for sure.
Yeah. Now like I made a playlist of like songs that I used to smoke because I don't smoke anymore, but like I still get high sometimes. But like I used to like just have like a playlist of music to like just listen to because for me, I don't know about you, Dane, but there's some songs that sound better when you're like high. Like there's certain songs I'm just like, if I was sober, I probably wouldn't enjoy this as much, you know? But like there's certain songs I heard that I'm like, damn, I gotta listen to this again. And then when I heard it when I was sober, I was like, it sounds different, you know? Like certain songs just hit better when you're high. And so I was wondering, I was like, damn, I wonder if Wiz still like if that's what he has in his mind when he makes music that people gonna be smoking to it. I definitely think that, damn, if you're gonna listen to this album, I think that you'll probably like the latter half. There's one song I'm gonna play Focal Radio that I think is pretty cool. One that I think you'll like, but there's another one. He drops like 2 of the same song. There's one that's like an instrumental, but like with like little ad libs in it. And then the other version, it seems like very like just vibey, very loungy and stuff like that. And he has words to it, but it's the same song. But one is like more like a vibe to it. It's like the last 2 tracks of the song. I forgot what the names of them are, but they're the last 2 tracks. And I feel like you really that might make your playlist for sure. It feels like very vibey. So check that out while you out there. And
I really don't have a weed playlist, but sure.
Yeah, nah.
I'm high a lot, so.
That's true. So it's like every playlist is a weed playlist. At this point,
I'm more into like I want to listen to like Andre 3000's album when I'm high because that seems like the flute one. That seems like the appropriate place for it. You know what I'm saying? Or
I feel like weed isn't just the only drug that album requires.
For sure. That's
probably
weed doesn't do it for me the same way, like when I'm listening to stuff all the time, at least. So like I don't really feel the urge. I'm more of a visual guy. Like T, like we used to get high all the time, and watch the LSV video all the time. Like that's the type of shit that's my shit. Get high and watch Adventure Time. Get high and watch Rick and Morty. Like that was like my shit. Like when I was in college, at least. And I know we just got off this, but Sinners, I was high as fuck. Oh, shit. So Sinners, when we get to that one shot. where Sammy's performing and they're going through different eras and the music is blending and just morphing and it feels like it's literally that was the first time in a long time where I felt like, oh wow, this is really enhancing my high right now. Like it's not taking me out of it. It's like, well, this is great. And this is like well into the movie already at this point. So
hella inspired.
Yeah, that was like the last time. I think other than that, like the only times I really felt like, oh wow, I need to listen to this high is like off that this last Donald album. What song was it
was it the one with Karangbin? It's like the long track is like 6 minutes. Karangbin is like very like high music for sure. But I know what you're talking about. It's like towards the end of the album.
Yeah, it might have been that one. Where it's like screaming at the end of the song.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about. But yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, man. Yeah, so I forgot to ask this when we finished talking about Sinners. But do people still sneak into movies? Like, y'all remember back in the day when y'all used to like sneak into movies and shit like that?
I haven't done that since like 2009.
Okay, so why?
Why what?
Like, why haven't you done it?
Because we got money now.
Well,
I have a different reason of why I can't do it.
Let me walk it back a little bit. I think it's easy as fuck to sneak into a movie theater.
It is. Probably still to this day.
So much so that I bought tickets and didn't scan them because
I want to know.
Yeah.
Can I sneak it? Could I have not bought a ticket?
What you gonna do? You know? Like, honestly, they don't even have movie booths anymore. Like, you used to have to get a ticket at the booth before you walked in the fucking building.
Yeah.
Every time I've been to the movies in like the last 7 to 9 years, ain't nobody asking me where I'm going. Yeah. I walk in, they assume you bought tickets online. The shit has your auditorium number. You just go. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can scan.
Yeah, unless you're sitting in somebody's seat, you're probably fine.
You're probably fine, bro.
You're probably fine. You know?
It's definitely super easy to do so.
What I'm starting to, I went to an AMC for the first time in a while the other day, and I saw a DoorDash thing at their fucking cash register.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like, who gets DoorDash from AMC?
We're not gonna do that. Stop. Sometimes you get that craving for that movie theater popcorn. As a big nigga, I totally get it. Sometimes you just want that movie theater.
I hate to break it to you, but they get the popcorn from exactly the same place that you would get it from, the grocery store, my nigga.
Nah, man. Nah, son. That fresh, they make it fresh.
They come out of a plastic bag.
Now they do. But like back in the day, it used to be a little different. But I can see people just getting straight like movie theater popcorn and shit like that.
Fucking 16, 17-year-olds working back there. You think they making the fucking popcorn by hand, nigga?
With the kernels, bro. Yeah, nigga.
How do you make popcorn? Like, is it just?
It's the machine. You put the kernels in there and it heats up.
But where the kernels come from? Is that just corn kernels? Can you take any corn kernels and make popcorn?
They be going to Costco and get the big fucking butter shits and just take all the kernels out and put them in their kernel containers.
You know what I used to hate? I used to hate the oven top popcorn. The one you
I ain't never been in there. That shit it feels too much like you cooking crack. I ain't like this. I never like looking at that.
Bro. That shit was always stale.
But when it didn't matter when you shit like that. Yeah, I never liked looking at that. And
it was super easy to set on fire too.
Yeah,
strangely, like that shit was super dangerous.
Burn your fucking house down making popcorn and shit. Yeah, nah. But the reason I feel like people don't, for me, I guess I can talk for me. The reason why I don't sneak into movies no more is because I can't watch 2 movies back to back. I don't think.
Oh yeah, that's easy to do. That's easier to do than just sneaking into the movie. But because I've thought about that before. Like, bro, I can literally just go see 3 straight movies right now if I wanted to. Like, this shit just started.
Yeah. But I just don't think I can do it. I'm gonna fall asleep during one of them. Yeah. I don't have it in me no more. I'm up now, bro.
It got me because I'm gonna have to get more snacks. Yeah. And that's like paying for another ticket.
Yeah, but unless you get that bucket, that refill, you go get a refill, and then you go into another movie. They probably ain't watching. You could probably still just go and watch another movie. I'm gonna try it next time I go to the theater. I'm gonna try it if I have the time. I don't have the time though to just be hopping from movie to movie.
And they don't really be having multiple movies out at one time where it's like, I gotta go see both of these shits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not since Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would
imagine
crazy.
sneaking into Barbenheimer, like Barbie, and then like.
That's probably the last time it was really happening. But that would have been tough to do because both those movies were selling out.
Yeah, and Oppenheimer is fucking 3 hours long. Who wants to go from watching Barbie to like a short movie to watching a 3 hour movie that's loud and like just explosion? You know, it's kind of wild.
On it.
Also, I think I'm kind of like I might have a little bit of trauma because I remember back in the day when I was younger. I think I was with it was either my pops or my mom, one of them. But we went to go see a movie and we snuck into another one. I think it was like Jurassic Park, and they cut the movie off.
Wow.
They cut the movie off and they said that somebody wasn't supposed to be in there. And so we had to leave.
That's
wow. That's embarrassing.
The screen like went white and it was just like a whole thing like of somebody's in the theater. The movie will commence when, whoever, like somebody who's not supposed to be in here is in the movie. So they put the movie on pause. And there's like a white screen that was basically saying like,
Wait, how'd they know?
I guess the person in the room saw us walk into the theater. Somebody snitched,
bro.
Yeah, somebody said, but like they stopped the fucking movie, so we had to leave and get out. And
you gotta be a fucking narc to snitch on a nigga at a movie theater, bro.
I know, bro. Because the nigga up there in the projector room is fucking filming it bootleg. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Giving us like a whole recording to put online and shit like that. But we can't sneak into that shit. Sorry. To see half of the movie, whatever. But yeah, I remember it was like this Jurassic Park movie, and we got caught. And that was definitely scarring. That's probably scarring.
Wait, this was your mom's or your pops?
I can't remember who it was. I gotta ask one of them. Be like, you remember when that happened? And then I'll figure out who it was because they definitely
funny.
Remember.
I think it was your mom's, and the reason why I say that because I feel like we did that in VA, bro. Like I feel like there was a point.
You there for that?
No, I wasn't.
but you definitely she they were sneaking in the movie.
Yeah, this is something she does. Like this is part of her criminal mastermind, bro. Like
yeah. My mom, she a whole criminal. She be doing the shit that she be doing in grocery stores.
Terrible.
I'm not gonna air it out on the pod, but I've learned a lot of my. Listen, I know that women's natural tendencies to shoplift comes from their, the tendencies to gather fruits and berries and shit like that from back in the day. I know, but like. The shoplifting, women be shoplifting, bro.
Yeah, for
sure. A lot.
Yeah, my mom's definitely be like, I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah, ask any woman that you're close to if they've ever shoplifted, and you will get some of the worst stories that you've ever heard.
Let me ask y'all another question. Do y'all ice machines be outside of the supermarket? Or like at the front desk?
Oh, it depends where I go.
So
yeah, it depends.
So the ice machines in all of the stores out here, Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Publix, all of the ice is at the front. So a lot of times you pay for the ice before you leave the register, and then you pick up the ice on your way out.
Yeah.
It's another one of those trust systems, those honor systems.
You paid for one, go pick up one bag.
Yeah. I've had it in my mind almost every time. I didn't have to pay for that ice. Like I could have just had my receipt and went and grabbed a fucking bag of ice and walked the fuck out. Yeah, and nobody would have said it.
Until the Iceman come, hey.
Hey.
Let me see your receipt. How many ice you paid for the ice?
Yeah. I'm just, because
hit that nigga with it, bro.
Just keep going, right?
Or throw it at him.
Well, they go hit the kill switch. Fucking ice is gonna start melting instantaneously.
You got a fucking hair dryer. starts melting it with your hair. You didn't pay for that.
That's fucked up, yo.
Fucking kills. That's what it kills. Yeah, but it's like, cause how do they really prevent that? Yeah, you could probably just take that.
You can get away with mad wicked shit, bro. If you really if you down bad and you got an honorable face, bro, you could get away with mad shit if you need to.
Honestly, with inflation, all this shit, man, I'm definitely considering it. I'm probably gonna, if y'all see me on the news, I'm sorry.
Hey, man, I stole some chicken breast the other day.
Yeah, that's mad easy. See, that's the code right there. My boy, shout out to my boy Cruzy. He taught me how that shit. You ever get the manager specials or something like that? You ever see one of the manager special tags? Yeah. Rip that shit off, put that on another piece of thing, man. You could buy a whole steak. fuck chicken. Put that shit on some steak. 2 fucking T-bones or whatever. That's like just $26. This is down to $5, man, for some steaks, bro. Good steaks too.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
Why not?
Replacing packaging. Anyway, we're not going. We're not condoning anybody. Kind of.
Go for it. I don't care.
Go for it. Yeah, but don't say that we told you to do it. Do it because you want to do it. All right. Wicked Radio time. Let's play some songs and get the hell out. Y'all have anything that is?
I just put mine in right now.
Okay. Look at that.
So recently just came across this guy. I want to say it's pronounced just 3. The number 3 E.
Yeah.
Listening to this came up randomly on like my Discover Weekly on Spotify. I was giving off some heavy Justin vibes, Timberlake to be exact. So this is 3, Reg Mason, Levi Watson, Checkered Flags.
Shit.
I'ma pull up in a hallway fit. No taste of the match, no fit. 2 seats, I just need someone to ride. Black guys, where you trying to get chased? Something about you really interests me. I'm not trying to move fast, I got interest in your time. Trying to get your name by seat. You wanna play cards that it ain't come free. That's fine, you can put it on me tonight. You got a better price tag on your time. Everyone in this spot gon' be trying for. I see you at the line. Hey, I'm tryna rock with you, cause you were looking real nice, so I had to come over and say what's up. Check a flag at the end, then I'm rounding up corner. I'm tryna rush to you, cause you're the baddest in the spot, and I think that you know so. I wanna say what's up, I got a fan missing out, I want all of you.
Time ticking, yeah, the plot thickens. Where we are is not where I envision. Little pessimism, but don't fault me for that. First date, next day, you was calling me back, I love it. Put it in my face, let me touch it. I've been waiting all day, now I'm rushing. Zigzagging through traffic like it's nothing. Yeah, that boy up to something, you better trust it.
All night long, waiting on the pay stub for the right one. Spending all the cake on, need one moment. Brown eyes, cone to all eyes on you, so I better say something. One flag in sight, your choice. You could be my bae, your wife. Raced home, tell a day good nights to get sloppy. If you ain't first, you're last. Rick Bobby.
I'm tryna rock with you, cause you were looking real nice, so I had to come over and say what's up. Check a flag at the end, then I'm rounding up corner. I'm tryna rush to you, cause you're the baddest in the spot, and I think that you know so. I wanna say what's up, I got a fan missing out, I want all of you. I can't believe it, baby. How did I find it? Said I was done enough, but I'm breaking my promise. I really need you, baby. Oh, that's not a problem. Still can't believe it, baby. If I'm being honest, hey, I'm tryna rock with you, cause you were looking real nice, so I had to come over and say what's up.
That was 3 featuring Reg Mason, Levi Watson. That was Checkered Flag.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So I am going with the song that I heard from the DESTIN CONRAD project. Song dropped on April 2nd, I want to say. And then there's a video to it. The video was cool. DESTIN was doing a lot more dancing, a lot more moves and choreography. He's really blossoming into like a major star. It's actually really cool. But this record is featuring Teezo Touchdown. It is called The Last Time.
Curiosity, killed the kitty, please. Let it be, I don't wanna be left alone. Not again, let alone lose a friend. What I need to say, who I need to be to make you see it, baby, right or wrong. I was there, now you're gone, no one cares. Slamming doors, throwing chairs, throw my hands in the air. Down. to me, hope it meant the same to you. I don't wanna know, I don't really care who you. Laying next to when you're not with me, I'm there. I'm there. Down, 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 just like the last time. Down, 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 just like the last time. You done lost your damn mind about damn time. You listen, I told you you was tripping, but then again, who am I? No different. Excuse me for the distance. I've been minding my business. No one has my attention. I've been moving with intention, intending to find myself back to you. Back to you. It meant a lot to me. Hope it meant the same to you. I don't wanna know. I don't really care who you're. Laying next to when you're not with me, I'm there. I'm there. Down, 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 just like the last time. 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 This is the last time I told you, the last time that this is the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Destin Conrad featuring Teezo Touchdown the last time.
I have a Destin Conrad like unreleased song on my iTunes that he dropped on SoundCloud, but then took it down like a long time ago before he was like making music. And I really hope he repackages it one day and drops it, because I always liked it, even though it was a very, very rough like draft. I really hope he, repackages it one day. Because I love his music. So I'm going to play something off of the Wiz Khalifa Cushion Orange Juice 2 album. This is called Red Eye.
In the heart of sunshine we play with God's good vibes to light up the way.
From the grower, on a pound of weed, so I move slower. Say she came to the studio back in the day, but I don't know her. Smoke Khalifa, push my eyes lower. Mind of a stoner, fuck that, mind of a owner. Rolls Royce, mind getting chauffeured. Always getting to the point, always rolling up a joint, always able to supply what they wantin'. Always staying on my grind, this ain't comfort. One and Kush, make sure they got what they come for. Roll me up a joint, but I need one more. My niggas on my bitch bed and my weed bomb. Ain't telling niggas nothing, that's what the police for. I'm doing great at my job, you should be doing yours. A lot of smoke in the air when I open my door. My clothes supposed to be tailored, cars supposed to be foreign. Life full of action scenes and ain't supposed to be boring. Count this money up and do the same thing in the morning. I got paid $2 million, that's just for performing. I'ma light this joint up, I won't give you a warning. She gon' jump right in my car, don't care about her boyfriend. She gon' bring some of her friends and tell them to join in. Stay away from the drama, I try to avoid it. What I give them, red eyes. What we giving, red eyes. What they getting, red eyes. What I give them, red eyes. What they getting, red eyes. What I give them, red eyes. They walk me in the back door, I'm the owner of it. I dropped cushion, no J, you a stoner because of it. I roll up another one, that's another roach clip. I got busted with 3 joints, they waited and told me it was a zip. That's a lot of weed smoked in one sitting. Break it all down, don't have the nerve to tell me it won't fit. I'm the last one smoking and the first one rolling up sticky. Weed snob, that means I'm picky.
I got paid $2 million, that's just for performing. I'ma light this joint up, I won't give you a warning. She gon' jump right in my car, don't care about her boyfriend. She gon' bring some of her friends and tell them to join in. Stay away from the drama, I try to avoid it. What I give them red eyes, what we giving red eyes, what they getting red eyes. What I give them red eyes, what they getting red eyes, what I give them red eyes.
I was Wiz Khalifa, Red Eye, Cushion Orange Juice 2. Yeah, go check that out.
Do you think he could? Do you think Wiz Khalifa could stop smoking weed if he wanted to?
Like as like a personal choice, or are you talking about for the brand?
For the brand.
Oh no.
Like, do you ever think like he ever says, "Guess I gotta write another weed song"? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it? He's ever just like. Actually,
I mean, yeah, maybe because he hasn't been making music for like the last I don't even know how many years. So it probably felt good to get back. That's probably why he's dropping like a Cushion Orange Juice 2 instead of just like a brand new project, right?
Try to
it's like, how come nobody ever asked me about my pottery?
Yeah, isn't he like an engineer? Like, didn't he make like a thing? Like, I remember that thing that he made where it was like a water vapor, you flip it, you can smoke out of it. He was making like something that like, he was doing something. It was like some engineering shit that he was working on, but it was like again,
bro. Niggas got
testing smoking. It's the brand, bro.
Niggas got different interests, man. He was trying to do the MMA shit for a little while, you know.
Yeah, you think Snoop gonna stop smoking? Like,
never.
But he killed somebody, so like I think he might be smoking for different reasons.
You don't lose no sleep over that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to Because We Are Podcast. Please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Because We Are Podcast. For our video content, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Join the Discord. Link is in the bio. Please, please, please support us, interact with us, talk with us, or talk shit. Whatever you got to do. And yeah, man, be safe out there. Enjoy the warm weather. Happy spring. Yeah. Talk to y'all soon. Next week.
Peace.
We back.
No later this week, so sorry.
What'd you say?
No.